Hello, I'm Ellie. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to another short meditation. This one is to honour that transitional liminal space in between Christmas that's just been the chaos, the noise, the festivities, and 2026, the new year that's on the horizon. It's that strange time at the moment where no one seems to know what day it is, everything blurs into one, and routine has kind of melted away, which is more than okay. So there's also a lot of pressure to set goals, resolutions, think about what 2026 is going to look like. And I just want to invite you to take a step back from that, to take a moment to pause, reflect on the year that's just gone by, maybe noticing what brought you joy, what was light, what was a little bit heavier. And instead of rushing ahead and setting these big projects and goals for 2026, we'll just use that reflection to notice what we want to take with us and maybe what we can let go of for the year that's coming. So we'll start with a gentle bit of decompression from everything that's just happened over Christmas. We'll reflect on the year gone by, and then we'll see what we want to take with us and what we want to release. So when you're ready, just find a nice quiet space where you're not going to be disturbed. Maybe tell your family, if you're still with them after Christmas, that you just need 10 minutes. Maybe grab yourself a cushion to sit on, a blanket to keep you warm. Maybe you want to lie down or stay seated. Maybe pausing the video for a moment while you set yourself up. And then when you have done, just come to find your space. If you're sitting, maybe place the hands on the knees. And then wherever you are, close down the eyes or take a gentle gaze. If you're seated, maybe just a shoulder roll going back, releasing the shoulders away from the ears and tucking the chin slightly to find length through the back of the neck. And for these first few moments, let's just know that there's nowhere you need to be. There's nothing right now that you need to do, nothing that needs your urgent attention. So just come to bring yourself to settle into this present moment. Just acknowledging how you feel after the busyness of Christmas, how this transitional space feels for you. Maybe you feel a little bit lost without routine. Maybe it's really nice to slow down. Maybe you do feel some of that pressure. So no judgment, no right or wrong. Let's just take a few moments to notice what's there, any emotions, any feelings. Just noticing how it feels to check in, to be still. Maybe it feels strange after the busyness of the last few days. Maybe it feels like just what you need. And then bringing the attention to the breath. Maybe seeing if you can just elongate the inhales and exhales a little. Just allowing the nervous system to notice that you're safe. You're slowing down. And then come to place one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the chest. And we'll just take a few moments to breathe into the belly. So as you inhale, seeing if you can expand through the belly, grow the belly into the hand. And then as you exhale, let the belly soften back down. Staying with that for your next few breaths. And with every exhale, just seeing if you can let the noise, expectation, lists, busyness just melt away. So inhaling that expansion. Exhaling, letting the Christmas chaos just melt away. And then when you've taken your final breath out, just coming to place the hands down onto the knees. Just check the shoulders are released from the ears. Return to your natural breath and just acknowledge how that felt. And then we're going to come to take a scan of the year that's just gone by. So not taking too much time to overanalyze, to stay in a particular moment, to dwell. But we're just going to cast the mind back to January of this year. And when I tell you, we're going to slowly work our way from January to this present moment. And just taking a second to acknowledge when you look back on something that felt light, joyful, and maybe parts of the year that felt a little bit heavier, a little bit more challenging. And as I said, not dwelling, just acknowledging, maybe just noticing, oh yeah, that felt great. Or, oh yeah, that was a little bit tough. And then just moving on through the year. So taking your mind back to January. Don't worry if you can't remember the details. I know I certainly can't. Just noticing if there's a feeling associated with that time. And when you're ready, just slowly starting to scan your way through the year. And if you haven't already, just slowly making your way to the present. And then just taking a moment to reflect, maybe noticing if there are a few things, similar things that brought you joy this year that felt light. And then maybe just noticing one or two things that were heavy this year and that you could let go of, release for 2026. And we're going to do a little practice called Shatali Pranayama in Sanskrit. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and then we're going to purse the lips and blow out through the mouth. And as we inhale, we're going to gather up all the energy, the lightness from those joyful moments. And as we blow out through the mouth, we're going to release anything that was heavy and just leave that in 2025. Let it melt away into the winter mist. It can be a nice visualization for this one. So we'll do 4 big releasing breaths. So when you're ready, take an inhale, breathe in all the joy, the lightness. Exhale, blow out what's not serving you. 3 more. 2 more. And final one when you're ready. Coming back to your natural breath and just taking a moment to acknowledge how you feel. Maybe a little lighter, maybe like you've made some room. Again, no right or wrong, just noticing how that reflection and small visualization felt for you. We'll stay in stillness for a few moments, so bring the mind back to the movement of the belly, the breath, if it starts to wander. And then to close the practice, we're going to take one hand on top of the other at the heart space. And we're going to work with another Sanskrit word, which is Sankalpa, which kind of means intention. So this isn't going to be a want, a desire. It's not going to start with I will or I want. It's going to start with I am. And we're going to think of something that we want to be in 2026. Rather than saying we want to be it, we're going to repeat to ourselves that we already are that thing. So for example, it could be, I am calm. It could could be I am soft. It could be I am peace. So take a moment to just find a word that resonates with you, that you want to embody for 2026. And just hold that in your mind's eye. Repeat it to yourself 3 times. And then when you're ready, just come to bring your hands into prayer, into Anjali Mudra. Let's maybe just take a releasing breath all together. So we'll inhale through the nose and then exhale a big deep sigh through the mouth. When you're ready, breathing in. Exhale, release. Take the thumbs to the third eye. And then come to bow. Thank yourself for making this time for you today. And I wish you a good few days of 2025. I hope you can carry that intention, that Sankalpa with you, and maybe just reflect on those things you want to release, seeing if you can let them go. And wishing you all the best for 2026. Let's hope it's a good one.